The Connection Show. Inspiring hope, health, healing, connecting the dots of your story and transforming your life. Sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds.
The Connection Show, inspiring hope, health, and healing. Sponsored by Braveheart Workshops, live with Jill Reynolds. And joining me on this cold winter day out of Branson is Tamara Hunter. Welcome to the show, my dear.
Well, thank you. I am so excited to be here. And yes, it's a cold day, so I got my comfy blankie and, I'm ready to go.
Well, we don't want to waste a moment of time. We want to just jump right into your story. So if you'd be willing to share the good, the bad, and the ugly, whatever is inspirational for you, so that as the audience can hear your story, they'll have transformation in their life too. So take us on a journey back to little Tamara growing up.
Well, little Tamara was called Tammy back in the 60s. And so can you just imagine how teased I was, Tammy's in love and everything. And little Tammy, my little self, I was born with a really bad deformity. And so I couldn't speak. And it took years for people to be able to really understand me. And so I was extremely shy. I would hide behind chairs when people would come into a room, even people I knew. If I knew that they were going to talk to me for some reason, I would get, not more, it wasn't tongue-tied, it was more than tongue-tied. Mechanically, my mouth didn't work well. And so that played games with me. Plus, then I lived in Southern California at the time, and they found out I was allergic to the sun, so I wasn't allowed to go outside. I had all of this thing going on, and so I was basically, and I had immune issues, so it's basically a bubble child that when I did go to school. When they started me in school, kids were brutal because but you didn't understand that they were brutal back then. It was a whole different period of time. Now we have more of an awareness. Then it was just, they were being mean, but that was it. And so I thought, okay, I got to toughen my skin up. And truthfully, the best thing that ever happened to me is that my mom was the right mom for me, even though we had issues. But I'm wearing her Christmas sweater right now. This is Ode to Mom. And she taught me at a very young age, there's other ways to communicate. That's why I use my hands so much, is that I learned how to speak almost through dance and my hands before I learned how to speak with my mouth. Because,
and can you pause for just a moment,
sure,
just so that we know? So what was wrong? What was you say a deformity? What was wrong with your mouth, so that we understand that?
What was wrong was a lot of stuff. First of all, my jaw was not in the right alignment, and so when I was young, my jaw did not work as well as it could have, and then I had what was called also, because of the way that I had underbite with that also that was coming out, that when my teeth were starting to come in, that they were all coming in cattywampus. Plus I had, when I was born, there was skin that was not meant to be where it was on my gums. And so they had to do surgery when I was little, baby, basically. And so that my teeth could even grow in. And then the muscles were not all properly, they didn't have kind of the control that a normal muscle would. Okay. They had to be taught to have the muscle. So when I would swallow, because of all of this being not mechanically correct, I would swallow very messy. My tongue would come out. I would basically spit food. I remember being very embarrassed by that. And then to form a word, when I was trying to, being young and trying to mimic or trying to learn, I of course, my parents didn't have the skills to be able to say, do this, do that, have exercise. not until I started in school and then they sought out the medical help did they start to correct it all. And it took years and years and years of corrective headgear and braces and therapy and speech training. I went through 8 years of speech training at school and after school, learning how to swallow by putting it. I know what you do. You put a little rubber band on your tongue and you learn how to swallow correctly, you know, and all of that. So when people talk about, you know, even other areas of the world where they don't have these kind of resources like we have, and someone may be born with these kind of issues, I can completely relate because that's the way it works. You're born with these issues. It's a matter of what we can do to help correct it and being aware of the fact that there are the tools, and some of them are absolutely pretty simple. It just takes discipline, and it takes people that are willing to, if you will, kind of force the issue when you don't want it to be forced. Because who wants to be I was already awkward living in Southern California, couldn't go out in the sun, any of those kind of things. And then I'm wearing literally chin cap kind of things that had headgear, then the typical headgear that goes into the back, you know, where you're trying to get your back teeth to give room for the teeth to grow in. So you talk about awkward and weird. And then the name on top of it, you know, Tammy, and is like, okay, can we just have any kind of a break here? However, that was what literally gave me the moxie to understand nothing in life is easy. Mm-hmm. It isn't. We're not guaranteed any type of ease. None at all. We aren't. However, what we're guaranteed is that we have a spark within us if we can find it. And sometimes it's very dark in there, and it can be very difficult to sometimes find, to switch it on. And then it's a matter of, let's get that light. Let's get that going. Let's get the fire going inside that belly to make a difference. And so what my mom did, thank you, Mom in heaven, is that she put me in dance. She got me the help. She didn't let me feel sorry for myself. She taught me that I could envision anything in my life, and she taught me at a very young age that I came from a family that were intuitives and visionaries. And so how to do that, you know, I couldn't go outside and play. I had plenty of time. And so we had those type of lessons at a very young age.
So she taught you different modalities of how to connect with others to feel like you belonged.
Yes. Yes. Yet it wasn't necessarily always geared to that. In the end was the result. However, what it was for me, it was always about that I was special. And, you know, not special like, oh, she's so special, but it was special. We're all unique. Mm. We all have unique gifts, and that I have special gifts, and I can tap into my gifts. And the things that I don't have, oh, well, I have more than abundance in the areas that I do have. And it was a matter of exploring. What are those? Where are they? Who are you? And it wasn't about what others thought, because there was never that connection in it at all. That was never part of the discussion even. In the end, yeah, that's the result. But I didn't care what people thought, because I already knew I was going in with plenty of, you know, opinions. And so
let's pause there just for a moment, because I love that word you used, and I think it's imperative that people hear that is the word unique. I had been in treatment for an eating disorder, and I remember meeting with the psychiatrist and saying to him, what is your diagnosis? You know, and I really wanted to know, do I have a label? Am I bipolar? Am I borderline personality? What is wrong with me? And he sat back in his chair and paused for about a minute. And he leaned in and he says, Jill, your diagnosis is unique personality disorder. There's no one like you. And I just had the biggest smile come over me. Yeah. And just like this love came into me because I just felt like, wow, I am unique. I am special. There is something good about me. And so I want to pause for just a moment. Sometimes we got to do the commercials. And I just want to pause for a moment because I really do believe that connection, that's why we call it the Connection Show. And so I'd like to pause and connect you with a getaway. And I know you can't go to the sun. I wish you could. But we're going to Aruba in February. So I'd like to just play this commercial, and then we want to come back to the unique personality that you took on and learn more about you. So we'll be right back. Join us for the Hope, Health, and Healing Aruba Connections Getaway for men and women, February 5th through the 11th, 2023. Are you overworked? Stressed out? Feeling exhausted? Is it time to spoil yourself? Breathe in life and relax at private villas in Aruba for 6 nights and 7 days. Renew your mind and body. Discover greater self-awareness. Join in connection, wellness, stillness, movement, enhance inner peace. Experience amazing beaches. Enjoy snorkeling, area attractions, shopping till you drop. Dine at fabulous beachfront restaurants. Imagine releasing anxiety, reconnect with yourself, restore your soul, bring your friends. Enjoy fresh and savory cooked meals, lasting memories. Join us now. Register today. Book your flight and getaway to Aruba, February 5th through the 11th, 2023. Register by going to braveheartworkshops.com. Pack now and see you on the island of Aruba. So we really hope you'll join us in Aruba. It's going to be amazing to connect with you. And as a gift, with being a listener on our show today, we'd like to offer you $150 off the registration if you register by the end of December as a Christmas, New Year's gift. By going to our website, you'll see my email address, braveheartworkshops@gmail.com, and just say you heard about it on the show, and I'll give you $150 off. So let's go back and pick up to being that unique, wonderful, special woman you are, and take off on your story with Mom then.
Well, and so it was very wonderful in the fact that I knew going to school that, there was a bit of a challenge. I started to understand that because we talked frankly about stuff. My mom didn't sugarcoat things. And then I actually became that mom with my kids. They had plenty of issues, and we dealt with them straight on. I just was a straight on person, but I was not one to feel sorry for ourselves. I am not one to feel sorry for myself at all. I won't go there. I don't allow it. And because there's always a lesson at every single experience. I don't care what it is. There is a lesson to be gained. And so then it's a matter of, okay, do I have to learn this lesson again? Okay, let's learn it so I don't have to go here again. Or it can be, oh, yay, I'm in this lesson, and what a great experience. That was, again, the training from my mom. Well, then, things happen, and it got really gnarly. It got really bad there for a while. And it really put the it all to the test. So what ended up taking place was that I did go through a period of time of loss and just kind of being lost. Not that I lost my mother, I didn't. She kind of had a nervous breakdown. And because of some other things that were happening in the family, and, all of a sudden she's a single mom trying to navigate her way. And it was not an easy experience at the time. And I am still trying to figure out my story, my life. So what I did was I put into practice everything that she had taught me in a foundational way. And I found out that I could graduate from high school at 16 years old. And I went to her and said, I just need you to sign this paper. And I found it not long ago. It was on the back of a bill, because it was like that's where her brain was at the time. And she just, she's allowed to do this. And then I found a friend that I found out the laws. We didn't have Google then. I went to the library and found out that I could get a guardian that was one of my friends that was over 18 and had them legally be my guardian and roommate, and did do that. And was able to graduate from high school and move out the day after with my new guardian. And I actually got a little dance scholarship, so I was able to go to junior college, and decided I was going to do that. Well, then that wasn't enough. I needed to have a little bit more of an experience in life. So I chose to get a one-way ticket when I was 18 years old with 4 big suitcases and a pair of skis, and I moved out of town because I couldn't afford to go to college, but I could afford to be around those that were. And I wanted that college experience. And so I thought, think outside the box. I'm going to think outside the box. I want to be around the collegiate environment. I can take maybe some classes here and there. I don't have to be a full-time student, but where would I want to go? Anywhere is the place that I can go. And I did it. And that has been my attitude with everything in my life.
Where did you go?
I ended up going to Salt Lake City, Utah, because they had the 2 colleges there. They had the U of U and they had the BYU. And I had traveled there with a friend. A friend had said, hey, you want to go in a little 4-seat airplane and go with me I'm going on a little adventure. And I'm like, sure, that sounds like fun. So we went up to Salt Lake, and I fell in love with the mountains and the valley and the people and just the beauty of it. And it was much more of an environment for someone that's allergic to the sun, where you could be outside maybe a little bit more of the time with a jacket and such things. And so I thought, it's user friendly, so let's do this. And I did. It was a wonderful experience. And so, the way that I've always gone about things is that I am one that will tie into my guide. We all have a guide in us, and I was taught to listen to it at all moments. So I listen to my inner voice and guide, and I have beliefs. And so, it's like, okay, I need to be in alignment with that. And then it's like, okay, what I think of myself as a tool. What is it that I need to be doing to accomplish whatever I am to accomplish at this period of time in my life? And I am always asking that question. What is it that I am to do? And I always had seen that there was something big I was to do. And when I was young, and my grandparents actually helped too, because this is a generational pattern that we have a family that has this ability to tap in. So my grandparents, when my mother was having her lapse of, her lapse of faith, if you will, in just society and herself, she ended up coming back strong and doing well. And hers is a whole nother story. I'm going to write an amazing book on it because it's so inspiring. Yet back to this, what was taught to me was that, really find out what is it that you are to do. And so I see, and I had seen my whole entire life that there was something big, and I kept waiting for it. I just knew it was going to be showing up. And then I thought I had not seen it. I actually had my own lapse of faith when I got to a certain age, thinking I missed it somehow. And then I was diagnosed with cancer. And, the cancer.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 54 years old. Okay. And let me just say this. I am a big advocate for having mammograms done. And I come from a family that had never had breast cancer, but all sorts of different cancers. 5 people, 4 generations all in one line. I'm one of them, that were diagnosed with 5 different types. And so I should have been totally aware. However, I had other things I was dealing with. Anybody can relate, it's like, I'll do it. Well, I was 54 years old. Thank goodness I did, because I was tipped back. And I had to have double mastectomy. I went through treatment. I had multiple surgeries, 2 years of, of that journey. And during that time, it was a very interesting time in my life. And it actually brought a full circle of, wow, now I'm getting it. And my doctors and nurses were helping me to see this. And now I'm on, my life's mission that I've known all my life, that was, you can know that you've got something to do, but you may not always see in clarity exactly what it is until the moment presents itself, but it always will. You just always align yourself with the mission and the message and what you feel inspired. That word, inspire, you are inspired to do, then you ignite that flame, and then you are going to go out there and impact. And I ran for a big, huge race against 200 others in the goal around the world. And that little trophy right there is Lady Impactor. So, I won that race. And it was because of this mission. It wasn't about me. It's about a mission. And so that's what inspires me and ignites me every single day to go out there and impact this. And so, what I want to be able to inspire with my Tammy story for anybody that's listening, we're at the end of the year, 2022, and whatever this year has been for you, the best, the worst, the ugly, the prettiest, whatever it has been, it is nearly over. And so let's kiss it goodbye and thank you for the lessons, whatever they were, and say now, okay, what is it? We have a world of possibilities, and that's exactly how I look at everything. I look at the world as completely possible. I don't think small. Not at all. Not at all. Everything is possible. And I know this because I travel the world, and yet I don't have a passport. I have a worldwide movement, and yet I haven't met many of them face to face, but I know them. I know their voice. I even know maybe if they have different moles on their faces because of the internet and the tools we have. Possibilities, guys. Anything is possible. So I want everybody watching this right now, anybody that's listening to my voice, to do this. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Breathe. Let go all the yucky. And if there's a lot of it, take a bath. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Take a bath, let it go. With the water, let it, all the yucky go away. And then breathe in. And if it's a lot, get some more water in there. And then, until you're feeling good and the yucky's gone. But breathe in the good and the possibility for 2023. And then start clearing your mind to what is it? What is it that I'm supposed to do? And no, don't believe. No, I have the word here, believe, because that's the baby step to knowledge. Because you need to start somewhere. So start here with this voice and say, okay, I believe. I now know. And then allow what it is and start writing it down. What is it that is going to be your best self for the best year of your life? Whatever your situation may be.
And part of that is learning how in realizing it's so important to get out of the way of yourself,
Yes.
and I see 2 signs behind you because I think it applies to that. So learning how to get out of yourself starts with being a service hero, because giving to others makes such a difference. I started driving Uber and Lyft about 6 weeks ago. I thought it was for, like just what you said, manifestation. I thought it was to raise some extra money to update my website. I've now come to realize it is a service hero type of mission. And my first ride sent me an email last week saying that the conversation I had with them in the car changed the one man's life, and he's completely turned a 180-degree turnaround from that 40-minute ride. And I didn't know that it was a mission by, and I call it God, a mission by God to reach out. And last night, we're having this blizzard here in icy, stormy weather here in Branson. And last night I went out to drive, Tamara, and it was really slow. I sat for like an hour and didn't get any calls. So instead of just being frustrated, I'm not getting calls, something inside of me, I called God, said, why don't you just drive up and down the strip and see if anybody's walking? And I did. And I just stopped a few people and said, I do Uber and Lyft. I see you're walking. It's really cold. Do you need a ride tonight? Like, no complimentary. Can I help you? And no one said yes. But I may, even if the roads get better, try it a little bit today, because there's so many impoverished people here in Branson that have to walk to work because they don't have a car and they don't even have the money for Uber. And so sometimes we need to get out of ourselves and be that service hero, and then pour of love, the tour of love. So talk to us about how, when you get out of yourself, you're a service hero and you pour out love, what kind of shift takes place?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. When you allow for the miracle. I am a movieaholic. I always go to different, and I love different speeches within certain movies. And I go to Scrooged. You ever see the movie Scrooged with Bill Murray? And he talks about the miracle. And he had just been through all of, Ghost of Christmas Past, present, future, and all of that. And it had been a pretty gnarly ride he had been on. And in it, he talks about how he now sees the miracle of the season of giving. He sees the miracle, and that some are having a hard time finding their miracle right now. And so with service heroes, the whole idea is that we all have a service hero inside, and it doesn't have to be a huge act. And in that little speech he gives, that he talks about, someone just needs maybe a blanket and say, here. Someone needs a ride, here. Someone may need a bite to eat, here. Something that you can literally do without having to take a penny out of your pocket. And yet it can make a huge difference. Like in Scrooge, there's a scene where one doesn't get that miracle in time, and he freezes. And I think about right now, yes, people throughout the United States are in what's called Elliott, a huge storm, once in a whatever moon storm. And there are so many people, and there are already some that are dying. And the miracle right now we need to know is that if someone needs a blanket, be ready for your own miracle with your flashlights. Be ready to just be your own. Sometimes we need to get out of our way to be our own service hero. And then the tour of love is all about the same thing. And we've been taught that there is one word that's more important than any other word in this world. And that is a 4-letter word, love. And love has a frequency. If anybody doesn't know, it's scientific. There is a frequency to it. And love, when we can tap into it, we can literally change an outcome. We can literally have a miracle of health. We can literally change a mood. Have you ever heard a song in a movie and on the radio, something that all of a sudden it's like that time machine song? It transforms you, and maybe it's a love song, and all of a sudden maybe you're grumpy, and then that song comes on, and all of a sudden you may have this, oh wow, serotonin. It's amazing how that works, and all of a sudden you feel better. And you might even smile. And it's like, what was I grumpy about? I don't remember, but boy, I like this, the way this feels. And when we tap into that, that's where the miracle can happen. You know, and that's where right now we need it more than ever. Our world is thirsty for it. And if each of us say, okay, I'll put it to the test. All right, maybe I'll at least, maybe there was one song in my life, maybe 30 years ago, you know, and I've got those relatives. Hey, I'm mimicking one right now, but, you know, good old uncle, I'm not going to say his name in case someone in my family knows who I'm talking about, but loved him, and he is a little salty character, yet he had a whole side to him that every once in a while was like, oh, there's that ooey gooey person that I love. And, you know, it's like, oh, you don't see it very often, but when you did, it was magical. Yeah. And he would turn on a record, and that record would just play, and you'd see the ooey gooey come out.
And you know what song, when you shared that, you know what song, and you're going to laugh, I know, and then we're going to break for one more commercial because it goes right into it. And the song that comes to mind is "All We Need Is Love."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, come on, help me. All we need is
I don't sing, but yeah, all we need is love. Yeah,
love. Yeah. And so we're going to break for a moment and do a commercial from Amare Global. Amare means love, and Amare Global is the mental wellness company, and their products have the ability, I mean, it's just amazing, to reduce anxiety, depression organically. And the first year out the door, they won the Nutri Awards against 8,000 other products. So we're going to break for Amare Global, which means love, and then come back to the Tour of Love. Amare Global is the mental wellness company. In 2018, Amare won the Nutri Award for the world's first award-winning gut-brain axis nutrition system for their flagship product, the Fundamentals Pack, clinically proven to increase good bacteria in the gut and incredible benefits. Amare means love, and there is love in every bottle. Mental health matters, and Amare is the mental wellness company. Prepare your body's gut microbiome for optimized mental wellness with a reboot and get yourself back to feeling joyful and motivated with mood. Round out your daily nutrition with GBX food systems. Crush your daily to-do list each day with Edge. Support your digestion and immune system with digestive, probiotics, omega, and Vita GBX supplements. Fuel your mental edge with our Mental Fitness Pack. Feel like your best self with the Happy Hormone Pack. Unlock your brain's potential with happy neurons with the Happy Mind Pack. And combine these products for an ultimate day with the Happy Juice Pack. For weight loss and energy, order the Transformational Pack. Our Kids Pack is the first comprehensive mental wellness pack for kids and teens. For a complete mind and body nutrition system, get your kids these today. Begin your wellness journey with Amare's Starter Pack and save. Start with the Entrepreneur Pack if you're serious about making an impact on your mental, physical, and financial wellness. Launch your Amare business with all our top products, packs, offers, and save. Help others achieve overall wellness too and gain financial wellness. Become a mental wellness partner today. Shop now and save. Sign up today by going to our website listed on this page. Welcome back. And you know, Tamara, when you listen to that commercial about Amare Global, just kind of going into your story with the cancer and Amare being meaning love, when I got diagnosed with my endometrial cancer in 2018, I then got an abdominal abscess 4 weeks later, a pulmonary embolism that almost killed me, and then 4 weeks later, I had a bile duct blocked for my gallbladder. So it was boom, 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 boom. And that's when I discovered the Amare Global. And I'm telling you, it has been a lifesaver for my health. I haven't gotten sick barely at all since I've been on the nutrients. And it's just an amazing company. So I really encourage people to look into it and reach out to me. And going back then, I know you've got, and I don't know what you can share because some of it has not been released yet. So what is, if you can talk about it, because you've got your sign, I'm just asking, the Tour of Love show. What is the Tour of Love show?
I can share some. Yes, some is still under wraps, guys. However, be watching for spring. It is our second season that we are in pre-production. And Tour of Love actually spun out of the nonprofit that I run. We call ourselves the Buddies Network. We are global. We are dealing with people that are affected by cancer and other life-changing health events. And we were all together. And I had started 2 years before Tour of Love, where on Giving Tuesday, I decided, you know, I've kind of given the idea who I am. I decided we were going to be the next Jerry Lewis telethon digital style. And so I went to Vegas. I did 24 hours live, back to back to back, streaming live, and did the first year. Second year, I just won Impactor. We did a give-a-thon, and the whole idea, we had telephones. We didn't do it in Vegas, though, because there wasn't enough time to put that together. But it went bigger and better and did 36 hours. Well, the third year, I kept thinking, okay, we're going to change it up. I always let's do something bigger. And I had just been invited on to be with the Service Hero Show, a streaming TV network that's on Roku and Amazon, you know, Fire Stick and all of the different big one, and where I can stream to millions of screens throughout the world. And I negotiated because they wanted Service Hero Show, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. However, this is the criteria. We're going to have another 36-hour event. At the time, we didn't know what the event was going to be called. I knew it was going to be something different than the years before. And so our group came up with the Tour of Love. The Tour of Love, 36 hours. And the whole idea, we decided to do it in the spirit of the 60s. And we had Melissa Manchester. We had other big name people from TV and music and winner of this song event and all sorts of people that came on with us to share awareness that we don't have to face cancer alone and, you know, don't face any big thing alone. Well, it was so popular, and we had the fastest woman talker, Fran Campo, and a lot of comedy and an award-winning, you know, videographer that put it all together and filmed. So it was just like fun, nonstop. So we thought, okay, people are like, it's over? And thought, okay, we'll turn it into a show. But we didn't have time to really produce a real show. But we went ahead, because that's what we do, jump into it. We're going to do it. We at least did first season. Well, it's been a little time, guys, wink, wink, and we are preparing to do something so off the charts, never been done before, big. And the network president, my network president, is totally involved in it. An Emmy award-winning, you know, movie and TV person is involved in this. Plus. People from all over the world. And we are going to be announcing us coming back in spring. Be watching for all of the announcements because let's just say we are going to literally raise the frequency of the world with love, and you can be a part of it. And groovy, as we say. Groovy, man.
Well, I can't wait for it, and we definitely want, when soon as it's marketable to announce, we want you back on the show so we can promote it, because we really need a world filled with love, and definitely 2023 is going to rock it. And so I want to pause now and show your bio so people know how to find you. So this is Tamara's bio, and her website, TamaraLHunter.com, is how that you can get in touch with her and stay connected with her. She's got amazing things to follow on her different social media sites. So you do not want to miss one thing she's doing in her life. And then would you like to mention the 4 books behind you so people know what they are?
Oh, there's actually 5. Okay. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I use them. In fact, I'm using one right now. This is perfectly imperfect. What these are is My Big Dream Life, Dare Yourself to Live Fully. And people have just asked me so many times, how do you get everything done that you do? Because I do a lot. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty organized, believe it or not. And so what I ended up doing is creating 90-day workbooks. This is kind of like an area that I'm a big journaler too. I have journals since I was 18 that I still have, that, I'm disciplined, and I have a routine that I still do because I'm disciplined, and it really works. But I know everybody's not as disciplined as I am. And so what I do is I made it simple and kind of fun, and they're slightly different, but then they work off of each other. And so this one is Being Perfectly Imperfect. And I thought, okay, yeah, I kind of need some. And so people love quotes. I put quotes from all sorts of people. And then, there's one about be your own change. There's one about kindness. There's one about, possibilities, because that is literally my favorite word. And then dare to, about having wings, because I always taught my children that, at some point in time, that I want you to soar. I want you to soar. Right now, you're the baby, and I'm going to help you out. But we're going to start with the little baby wings, and then we're going to have you soaring, because that's what life's all about. So
wow,
that's what they are.
Can they buy those from you on your website?
Yeah, I made it really simple, guys. I have made it so simple because the reason I did these was really for the buddies and such. They are at cost, basically. So you can go to the website, you can go to My Big Dream Life, and it goes to the website. And then there's the links. There's a little explanation of each one, the special focus, and then there's the link to Amazon.
Wow.
And so then
what an amazing Christmas gift to give to everybody, because we're starting 2023, and what a way to begin it, but with love and possibilities and dreams and hope. And, my tagline is hope, health, and healing in the world. And, I guess I'll end it with one last tag is my really good friend, Brenda Ringwood. You would love her. I don't think you've met her yet, but you would love her. Yeah. She lives in Kansas City, and she has a movement called ComeChangeYourLife.com, ComeChangeYourLife.com. And she's got her second annual conference in St. Louis, February 17th to 19th. So I'm going to show the thing, and it's going to be at the Clayton Plaza Hotel, and it's called, you're going to love it, it's called Becoming the Best You Can Be. And there's going to be about 22 amazing speakers. So go to her website, ComeChangeYourLife.com. The event will be live in person in St. Louis, but also it's going to be virtual. And I'm going to be one of the speakers. So I'm hoping that you'll come. I'd love for you to come. It would be great to have you there, Tamara. And we're doing even a black tie event on Saturday night with a fabulous comedian. Jeremy Nunez will be doing comedy and amazing music by Dr. Michael Freeland, who's a fabulous DJ. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful venue and event to come to. And, just like Tamara was saying, it's what a way to kick off the new year, but to do change, possibilities, dream making. And so I'm so blessed to know you. I'm so glad we live in the same city now. We can hang out more. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on the show. Any closing words that you'd like to end with?
Yes, there are, because everything you were just talking about ties into a book that I just did. And the reason I'm bringing this up is the chapter that I wrote about talks a lot about what we just shared about, and it's called The Power of Vision. And so what I really want everybody to think about is, what is their vision for 2023? And then there's all of these amazing tools, and find the one that's going to work for you, and then do it. Don't just put it down and in a drawer or something. Actually do the baby steps to do it. And when you first have your first accomplishment, you're going to be hooked, and then you're never going to turn back, and you will see the miracles like in Scrooge. Let's make your miracle happen. That's what I'd like to leave with. Yeah.
Amazing. And everyone, we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and blessings for a prosperous, joy-filled, love-filled New Year. Thanks for joining us on The Connection Show.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for joining us on The Connection Show. We'd appreciate your support. Please go to either our Patreon or our PayPal page to support our show. We love our podcast guests and social media subscribers, so you don't miss any of our shows. Go to our website today at braveheartworkshops.com and our Contact Us page. Click on all our social media links and subscribe to and like all our pages. Our affiliate partners, thank you for your support. Go to our affiliate partners page on our website and order from them today. They're offering discounts when you mention Braveheart. Click on their website links to order from them today.